Juggling Your Finances. Getting Started. Earn, Spend, Own, Owe. Written by M.L. Humphrey. Narrated by J. Scott Bennett. Introduction. This guide is part of a series meant to help you manage your finances. The Juggling Your Finances series is geared towards those who don't care so much about asset allocation as they do about not bouncing another check or losing their home, or those who just graduated college with enough debt to have bought a small house and are now wondering how they're going to keep everything going until they can pay that debt down. Maybe your situation isn't that extreme. Maybe you just have to juggle things around a bit to keep everything working smoothly. Maybe, like most of us, you've had to borrow a little money here or stretch a little there to make it work. Or you just want to figure out how to save for a house, fund your kids' education fund, maybe take a small vacation, and have enough left for day-to-day expenses. That's where the concept for this series came from. How do you keep yourself afloat long enough to get where you want to go? Well, the first step is to figure out what you're actually juggling. Are you juggling the equivalent of a single ball that you can toss easily from hand to hand? Or is it more like 3 balls, all of the same size, that you just need to keep moving so that one is always in the air? Or are you juggling the equivalent of live chainsaws and flaming batons? I actually knew someone who did that for a living. Crazy man. In which case, one little slip and something's going to get sliced off. This guide walks you through how to answer 4 basic questions. What do you earn? What do you spend? What do you own? What do you owe? The answers to these seemingly simple questions are the foundation you need to juggle your finances. If you don't know what you earn, what you spend, what you own, or what you owe, you cannot make informed decisions about your future. You will not know your strengths and weaknesses. You won't know what risks you can take. You won't know when you're already in the death spiral and headed for bankruptcy. You must know the answers to these questions. Sounds simple enough, right? And for many people it will be. If you're one of those people, feel free to skip this guide and read the Judging Your Financial Health or Strategies for Improving guides instead. Those are where we get into what to do with the answers to these 4 questions. But if you're someone who earns money from a variety of sources, whose income fluctuates month to month, someone who doesn't know how to estimate their spending, or doesn't understand the difference between the value of their assets and the liquid value of their assets, then read on. Because you can't start managing your finances until you know what you earn, spend, own, and owe. You can't learn how to juggle your finances until you know what you're actually juggling. Now, a quick word of caution before we start. You're about to do a lot of math. You know how in school kids never seem to understand why math matters so much? Well, you're about to find out. And how the answer to that question isn't obvious to everyone, I will never understand. Maybe they should try to write a guide like this one. It's essential that you understand basic math, because you will need addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and some basic algebra to really get a handle on your finances. So if you don't feel comfortable with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, because maybe you were one of those kids, then you may want to read the Juggling Your Finances Basic Math Primer first. It'll walk you through the 4 basic mathematical functions, showing how to use them on the types of calculations we're about to do, and will also tell you how to use a calculator to get your answers. If you know math well and are comfortable with the calculator, then go ahead. If you're a little shaky, though, read it. Trust me, you want to master the basics of math before you try managing your finances. As I say way too many times in that guide, you need to be comfortable enough with math to know when an answer doesn't make sense. If you aren't,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?